Oh, Sri Sainam. Today I'm going to narrate a story told by Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansa. Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansa always explained how to behave in our daily life and how to deal and tackle with situations based upon some practical, small stories that he used to tell. So he said that once upon a time there was a sadhu, and this sadhu he was going through a village. He was traveling, and he was walking through a village, and there were some children playing, some boys. They were indulging in a game with a ball, and as the sadhu kept on walking, those boys told him, "Sir, don't go that way." So he said, "Why? Why shouldn't I go that way?" And they said, "Because there is a very big black snake. He lives there under a tree on that lane in which you are walking. And that big black snake, he's horrible, he's vicious, and he's venomous, and he will try to bite you. So please don't go that way." So the sadhu said, "Okay." But because he was a very powerful sadhu, he was very powerful and he was very learned, so he decided to see if he could do something about that snake, that very angry snake who the boys were scared of. So the sadhu went in that lane all alone, and then as soon as the snake saw that somebody has come, he came out and he hissed loudly and he tried to bite the sadhu. But the sadhu, being very powerful because of his penance, because of all the tapas that he had done, he spoke very calmly with the snake. And upon hearing the sadhu's voice, the snake suddenly felt that his anger was diminishing. He started feeling calmer. Somehow he felt like he could feel some love emanating from the sadhu. And the sadhu spoke very softly and lovingly to the snake, and he said, "My child, why do you bite others? Why do you try to hurt others? You should not do this. This is not the natural nature of any creature to hurt others. Stop doing this. You can do better than this." And the snake felt very calm as he heard the sadhu's voice. And the sadhu then whispered a mantra to the snake's ear. And the snake heard the mantra. And then he asked his guru, "What should I do now?" And the sadhu said, "You must do Nam Smaran. You must chant this mantra. Keep, round and round again and again. Just keep remembering this mantra. Keep doing the japa for as long as you can. And I will pass by this village again. And I shall meet you again. Don't hurt people. That is not your real nature. Give up fear and give up anger." So the snake said, "All right, my Guruji, I will do exactly what you say." And so now the snake gave up his vicious, venomous nature, where earlier when he would see people, he would bite them and he would hurt them. Now the snake just stayed very calm because the loving vibrations from the sadhu had really affected him. And the mantra that he was chanting, this mantra started transforming him. Slowly, the children noticed, and the people in the area noticed, that now, whenever they went near the big banyan tree, the snake was not to be seen. It didn't come out hissing and trying to bite them. Instead, even if they saw the snake, it would just sit there calmly, passively, not attacking anyone, not angry with anyone. And as happens, as the time passed, the people forgot that the snake was so venomous. They forgot about the venom and how he could kill. And instead, what they would see was, "Oh, there is a weak snake, lying there under the tree. It doesn't do anything. It is so weak and old and helpless." And then with time, what happened was that the children, they started pelting him with stones. Because children, being children, can sometimes be very cruel. They think they are being naughty, but they could be cruel. And so they started pelting stones at him. And the poor snake, he would just crawl into his hole and hide there because his guru had told him not to bite anyone, not to hurt anyone. And so he could not retaliate. And anyways, his mind was being transformed by the mantra that he was chanting. Somehow he no longer wished to hurt people after some time. Really, the desire was going out of him. And then one day, what happened was that one boy who was, like very proud of his abilities and how strong I am, and, I'm so brave, he picked up the snake by the tail end and he swished it round and round in the air and then threw him hard on the ground. and this hurt the snake really badly. And because the snake had also given up violence against all creatures, it was not even eating rats or any other living creature that it could catch. All it was eating was some dry leaves. Now the snake was very badly hurt, and he just went inside his hole and then he stayed there for a very long time. He didn't come out. Now some time passed, a whole year passed, and the sadhu he came by again. He was walking back again from the Himalayas where he had gone, and as he came back, he remembered his disciple, the snake, whom he had initiated in the village. And so he decided, let's go and see what the snake is up to. How is he doing? And so the sadhu went to the village and he saw all these children and he asked them, hey, where is the snake? How is he? And the children said, what snake? They had kind of forgotten about the snake. So the sadhu said, there used to be a snake here. Last time I came here, you told me that there was a venomous snake. Where is he now? Has he gone from here? Then the children remembered, oh, the snake is there. He is hiding in his hole. You can go and find him there. So the sadhu said, okay. And then he went near the tree and then he called out to the snake. And when the snake heard that sweet voice full of love, he was overjoyed. And with difficulty he managed to crawl out of the hole. He was still hurting so badly. And the sadhu was shocked when he saw the condition of the snake. The snake was so emaciated. He had become so thin. He was so weak. He could barely crawl. And after he crawled out, he offered his pranam to his guru by bowing at his feet, put his head there at his feet, and then looked up. Sadhu was so shocked. He said, what happened to you, my dear fellow? I left you so hale and hearty a year ago. What's wrong with you? What happened? Now the snake said, well, Guruji, you told me not to hurt anyone, not to harm anyone, so I stopped eating, living creatures. Earlier I used to hunt squirrels and rats and eat them, but then I gave that up. And I just eat some dry leaves now. So that is how I survived. Maybe that is why I have lost a little weight, but not to worry. I am quite fine. I am okay. Don't worry. The snake's nature had been completely transformed. The sadhu looked at him critically and said, no, it cannot be just a lack of food. It cannot be starvation. You seem to be injured. What's wrong with you? Tell me. So then the snake thought for a bit. And then he said mildly, oh, the boys, Guruji, you don't know these boys. They are very innocent. They don't know anything. One day, just for fun, they picked me up by the tail and they swirled me in the air and then they flung me on the ground. And so I must have gotten hurt there, I think. So said the snake, and the Guruji, he was taken aback. He exclaimed, are you saying that those boys had the audacity to pick you up by your tail, you, the mighty snake? They picked you up by your tail and they swung you in the air and then they flung you on the ground and hurt you like that so badly? Is that what you are saying? The snake said, don't be angry with them, Guruji. They are children. They are innocent. They don't know any better. I am not angry with them. It's all right. I will get better. Then the sadhu understood that the mantra had completely transformed the snake's mind. The snake, which is normally very angry and very fearful, and that is why it bites everyone. That snake had been converted into the very loving creature that it should have been. But then the sadhu said, my dear fellow, do you know where you went wrong? I gave you the mantra. I initiated you in the mantra. I told you to chant it. And I told you to give up violence. I told you not to hurt or harm anybody. I told you not to bite. But did I tell you not to hiss? Now the snake was silent. See, the moral of the story that Ramakrishna said was that we should never hurt or harm anybody. But that does not mean that we should allow others to hurt us. That was the mistake the snake had made. He could have hissed, and only his hiss, the hiss alone would have been powerful enough to scare all the people in the village. The boys would have stayed well away. He needn't have shown them that now, I'm so much into the love of God that I am completely against violence. Because you have to, although you should never hurt or harm the people in the world, you should always try to protect yourself also. It's a very tricky tightrope situation. This spirituality in the world thing, how to walk the tightrope. But this is what it is. And that is what the sadhu said. I told you not to bite, but I never told you not to hiss. Jai Sai Ram.